Christmas is slowly approaching in GT Online, and we all know what that means. Snow is coming back. But usually it just comes back for like a week or so. And it's always a fun time, but then it's always disappointing because you have to wait a whole another year for it to come back. Well, in this video, I saw this really amazing concept, which I'll leave a link to in the description. The guy who made it, or just like, I guess, thought of it. I think these are some awesome ideas, and I know it's not really realistic for GT Online, just because the game's so old, but for the next version of GT Online, in GTA 6, GT Online 2, whatever it's going to be called, I think what we're going to be talking about in this video would be incredible. And obviously, that is seasons. Having an actual spring season, a summer season, a fall season, and a winter season. That would make the game so much more like unique and different, because obviously we're what, 6-ish years into GTA Online, and the one thing that's remained the same for the entire time is the map. Like, nothing's really changed. The weather is pretty much has been the exact same, apart from obviously, like we just mentioned, the few Christmases where we get snow. And I think there's a lot of people out there who would want this sort of thing, because I mean, two of the biggest DLC wants or requests has been a North Yankton mode. I've seen so many people over the years ask for a North Yankton mode because that's different. It's snowy. It's just a different playable area. And then map expansions, which also kind of ties into this, because you would go to various other locations that would have different weathers potentially and stuff. So I think this is something seasons in GT Online, or GT Online 2 again, that would be really well received. And of course, we can have a discussion in the comment section below. But let's run through what this guy actually suggested. So it's a fairly simple concept, and I don't think it's necessarily unique. I mean, I think a lot of us potentially have been thinking about this or some version of this ever since snow has come to GTA Online. But Rex over on the GTA forums, again linked in the description to his post, he put up this picture, which is a fairly simple sort of just Photoshop job as to what the seasons, would look like, relatively speaking. Obviously, spring, the top left, this would be, more of a colorful season. The flowers would be coming back, so you'd get some color there. It would be the start of all the trees starting to come back to life, because, after winter, they all die, basically, so they'd be coming back. Now, in his example, he went into a little bit more detail, which I don't necessarily agree with, but he did say that, the temperatures could be colder in this spring season, and that would affect your player in a certain way. And I don't think Rockstar would ever go that far. I don't think Rockstar's going to go the realistic route like they did with Red Dead Redemption in GTA, just because people don't really, most people who play GTA don't really want that. So I think maybe skipping the whole temperature part would happen. But as far as looks, though, I mean, that would be the way spring is. Summer, kind of what we have now, obviously, but this would be where different weathers come into play. You would have huge thunderstorms. If there was a desert part of the map, maybe you could have a super dry desert, and you'd maybe have like desert sandstorms potentially. Also, in some of the hotter parts of, this theoretical map, or even if we just take a look at GTA Online's map, in the, desert part, most of those trees potentially would start dying just because it's so hot, and, maybe they're not able to live through that, right? Perhaps in the next version of the game, when everything is more detailed, you would have tiny little effects, like maybe like heat coming from the road, because it's so hot, and just little things like that. Like, that would be really cool. Obviously, that moves us to autumn, which autumn is, it's fall. That's when the leaves fall. That's when the leaves turn colors. And that would be a fantastic month, or, couple of months, just to see that happen in the game. The trees and the plants and stuff would turn red, orange, yellow. And I think it would be cool to sort of see that progression. And then obviously eventually fall down, and then you get leaves scattered all over the roads and the sidewalks and the grass and everything. And that would be really cool to see. And then obviously we have winter, which, yeah, I mean, that's kind of just how snow is in GTA Online now, right? Snow would be covered everywhere. Potentially you could even have like ice on the roads, which would impact driving. And that would be, it'd be interesting to see if people like that or not. Because on one hand, it's different. So like you might have to switch up your cars, or you might have to purchase like winter tires or something, right? Like I think that would be pretty cool. If you just had a standard old car, it wouldn't really work that well in winter because it'd be sliding all around. But you go to LSC, you purchase the winter upgrade option, whatever that may be, and then you could drive around, you know, and it'd be back to normal. That would be kind of cool. You have to switch it up during the seasons. Other things, certain parts of the map could have deeper snow, and you know there can maybe even be like treasures and stuff. I've seen people in the thread suggest this would also allow for crazy weather patterns like blizzards, you know, if they wanted to go that route where you couldn't see anything in front of you. And I think, you know, all of this together would be pretty damn cool. Now, the one question I was thinking of, and obviously in the comment section, let me know which one you would rather. Would you rather these seasons to be like in real life? Like, would you rather, right now we're what, in November, approaching December? So for literally in real life, these next couple of months, we'd be in winter. And then once spring hit, we'd be in spring. Once summer hit in real life, we'd be in summer. Would you rather the seasons in this hypothetical game to follow the real life seasons, or would you want them to just sort of be their own thing in game? We all know a game day is 48 minutes of real life time. So maybe just in game, it keeps track of the days, the months, and in game, it has its own separate seasons, which would mean you would get more over the years, and the seasons wouldn't last as long, because I do think a lot of people would like the winter, but then there's also some people who probably wouldn't like the winter. So having it not last as long, I think, might be the best route. But I mean, and this is just a simple idea, right? They could do, or they could add on to this, much like in Red Dead Redemption, where certain parts of the map have certain weather patterns, basically. So while yes, in the winter, maybe closer towards the mountainous areas, you get more snow. Maybe if it is Vice City, let's just say, towards the beach, you don't really get snow because it's freaking Miami. You don't get anything there. So that would make a lot more sense, right? So it would be maybe a nice balance of part of the map is snowy, part of the map isn't. Same thing maybe for the spring and all that. And I am just curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this. If you would want something along these lines, where the map just changes over the course of the game's existence. I mean, we've seen it, or we're starting to see this with some other games. I mean, I'm just going to say Fortnite, just because that's like the one off the top of my head for some reason. But I know of some other games that have done similar things where just they change it every now and then. And I think that's a great thing to do, because it almost feels like you're playing a new game. You know, every time there's a new update or there's a new change to the map, it's something new to explore and check out. And it keeps your interest in the game, and it makes you want to play. And I mean, just thinking of GTA Online, what we have now, if there were seasons, things would be different in each season, and that would be amazing. Especially for people who like take pictures and stuff in games, Snapmatic people. I mean, that'd be awesome, right? Go in one day, it's summer, and then like, you know, a couple weeks later, all of a sudden it's autumn. The leaves are starting to change in GTA Online, and totally different the way you play the game. And then in winter, obviously, like, I just think this would be a really awesome idea. And I do hope that with the hardware and technology and everything that is getting better and better in gaming, I think this might be the next step for Rockstar. I mean, obviously GTA Online, GTA 5 is the way it is. Red Dead Redemption 2, that took it even further. And like I mentioned, there's different weather in different parts of the map. It's not the same weather across the entire map. So maybe in GTA 6, the next step is taking that and adding on to it and giving us seasons. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you want this, or do you just want it to be normal where there's nothing ever changing? And if you want to add on to any of these ideas, if you think of anything even cooler, then you can let us know in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching. That's going to do it for this quick little video. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.